This forensic pathologist extracted fluid from the deceased's eyes in order to find the truth. Camille soon confirmed that the victim had first ingested the deadly poison potassium cyanide and was then repeatedly stabbed through the chest. That day, Dr. Hank from the medical examiner's office died of a sudden heart attack. The entire forensic laboratory staff attended his funeral. However, when it was the female forensic pathologist's turn, she instinctively performed an autopsy, which revealed that Hank's second through fourth ribs were broken. The female forensic pathologist quickly concluded that the deceased had been murdered. She wanted to apply for a search warrant and begin the investigation immediately, but the detective said that both the doctor and the coroner had ruled it a natural death. Even if they were to investigate, they should wait until the memorial service was over. He worried that if they actually took the body away during the funeral, they would likely be beaten by angry family members. However, the forensic pathologist learned that Hank's body would be cremated that afternoon. If that happened, all the evidence would be destroyed along with it. The forensic pathologist then showed Camille photos she had secretly taken. She clearly remembered that Hank's autopsy report contained no record of these injuries. It was very likely that Hank was still alive when the coroner pronounced him dead. Combined with the fact that after the autopsy, the body would be sent to the funeral home for embalming, they unanimously agreed that the funeral director was highly suspicious. However, when the forensic pathologist found him, she discovered he was having an affair with the deceased's wife. They quickly stopped the funeral director as he was about to leave. The female forensic pathologist directly showed him the photos and asked for an explanation. The man explained that after embalming, subcutaneous bruising has a high probability of becoming visible. In fact, it was also recorded in the files that Hank's assistant had performed emergency treatment on him when he was found unconscious in his office. Therefore, those fractures should have been caused by the assistant's unprofessional CPR. So to quickly get to the truth, they decided to steal the body back to the laboratory. This scene badly frightened Huggins, who was giving a speech. Then, to provide cover, they deliberately smashed a glass. With Huggins' assistance, they successfully took the deceased away. Soon, from the x-rays, the forensic pathologist could clearly see that the victim's rib fractures were caused by sharp object penetration rather than compression. Camille even found 13 stab wounds on the body's chest, which had been concealed using makeup techniques. Judging from the size of the wounds, the murder weapon was the type of trocar needle commonly used by funeral directors for arterial embalming. What was strange was that all these stab wounds were inflicted before death, and 7 of them were not near blood vessels. In other words, Hank was first pronounced dead by paramedics and the coroner, but after being sent to the funeral home, he was stabbed to death with a trocar needle. Subsequently, to uncover the truth, the detective brought the funeral director to the laboratory for online interrogation. Faced with the evidence, the man admitted to stabbing Hank to death with the needle, but also claimed it was all an accident. Just as he finished cleaning the body and was preparing to embalm it, Hank, lying on the table, suddenly opened his eyes and sat up, convulsing. The funeral director, terrified into a stress reaction, grabbed the trocar needle without thinking and stabbed him. Regarding the man's statement, Camille expressed understanding. The detective was curious about what could cause both the doctor and coroner to unanimously pronounce the still-living Hank dead. The forensic pathologist explained that many toxins can cause this kind of suspended animation state. However, because the body had been embalmed,